Welcome to I'm Just a Teacher podcast with Miss G, and I'm here with my good teacher friend Tamara Robinson. Teachers are the real frontline workers. That's the name of this episode. We know teachers have direct contact with students, and they greatly impact students' lives. So, tell me about your teacher background. How did you get into teaching?
Well, after 21 years of being in the military service, um, I knew that I was going to come back home and teach. My family is full of teachers, but after serving the community in the military, I decided to serve the community as an educator.
Awesome, awesome. So, going from the military to education, do you see any similarities to, or what about your military background helped you prepare for being in the classroom? Did anything stand out to you?
Well, absolutely. So, I was in the Navy, and so I was had the luxury of traveling to some of the places that I read about, and so that prepared me and gave me even more motivation towards some of the curriculum that I am faced with. In addition to that, just having a discipline um, uh, and the expectations help me apply those same things to my students. Um, and development goals for myself in the military also transfer over to have development goals for myself and my students. So it was very important to me.
Awesome, awesome. I see that built your character and prepared you for a well-rounded background for teaching these kids in this real world. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. So let's talk about it. Do you feel supported in the classroom by administration?
So I feel like they pick and choose what they want to support. So it varies. Like for instance, especially towards the end of the school year, absolutely not. And a lot of times I look around and if they're not, I would say, for lack of a better word, cool with you, you won't get that support. So I look at different teachers who are really going through it and who may not have strong classroom management, who may need some help and they won't get the help. You'll just be critiqued
Mm,
instead of receiving the help that you need for to better service your students.
mm. That's interesting, um, because that's not the first time that I've heard that as teachers working hard, and this episode is the real frontline workers, it's important that teachers feel supported.
Hmm.
Have you seen a changes in the education field since you begun teaching? Since you first started, what changes have
Oh,
you
absolutely.
experienced?
So I started out in charter and then navigated to public. And so one thing that I do notice across the board that it has happened is that everything is scripted. So it's almost like this is what I want you to teach. This is how you're going to teach it. And this is why we're going to critique that if you don't teach it this way, then you must not know pretty much what you're doing. So, but previously, when I first started teaching early off, I was kind of structuring a little bit of the curriculum. I had my hand more into it. In addition to that, that helped me kind of gauge the students and meet them where they are. Um, they do give you some modifications in present day curriculum, but the students are severely low that they are not able to even at that point perform. So this presently now within the school system, there's no real flexibility when it comes to curriculum, and then it's always changing. So in a sense where they tried this curriculum this year,
Mm,
next year we're gonna try a different one.
okay,
No, it doesn't work. So yeah.
okay. Um, do you think the pandemic has impacted your teaching?
Me personally, no. I was a strong teacher before the pandemic and I still carry that after the pandemic. It's not really a lot of things that can affect me when I'm teaching. I kind of think on my feet. So no. Affect the kids, yes. To me, personally as a teacher, no.
Mhm. Okay. That's good to hear because teachers do. I know I've heard several stories where it just was a difference in the students,
Mm,
but I'm glad to hear that you still want to impact students' life and it hasn't changed
mhm.
your values as a strong teacher. Now, one thing I've noticed is studies show that African American children suffer harsher consequences when in trouble in their white peers? I know
Mhm.
we hit it on this question before, but we didn't get to it. What can you do as a teacher to ensure equitable encounters for all students?
Well, I think for teachers, one of the main things that you need to do is to develop a relationship with your students. That will create a respect factor. Um, and in addition to that, not only will it create a respect factor, but it will also make you aware of the things that your students are facing. So that's one of the big things when it comes to behavior management in the classroom is that respect factor for them and for you. So once you establish that, then you have come a long way with your kids.
All right, absolutely. Relationships are important because even though you're educating students, you still are building, learning them as
Hmm.
individuals as well. Um, Testing is usually or currently and previously connected to teachers' evaluations.
Hmm.
Has this helped or limited your ability to teach?
Limited, definitely limited. What I only reason I took pause because I wanted to think about if it helped, and I can't really come in an area that I could say that it has helped, but definitely limited because that you need to cover this because it's on a test,
Mhm,
and it doesn't mean that the child completely understands it or if they're at that level. It just I need to know this because it's on the test. There are some charters that literally structure the curriculum off the test. So whether that need to know that for higher learning, or just to be productive in society, period, um, that's not the way the curriculum is structured. It's structured just because of the test, which means that it equals money, which means that teachers we need to teach it in that way. So
mhm.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I've heard that teaching to the test and teachers are really having challenges because of the
Hmm.
limited flexibility. You have to focus on what the state assessment
Absolutely.
is because they know that the district is measured by that. You are measured by
Funding.
that. Your funding is measured by that. Your raises are measured by that. So I can definitely see how that would impact how you educate your students.
Mhm.
On a daily day basis, what kind of behaviors do you see? Like, what do you use experience? I know you got a diverse community of students that you are dealing with. What kind of behaviors do you see on a daily basis?
Definitely defiance. Um,
Where do you think that comes from?
so our students are like, this is a different generation of parents. So, whereas maybe that was another big difference between 15 years ago. Whereas maybe if I call that parent, and discuss this child needs to learn this because they don't understand this. They're behind on this level. They came in at this level.
Hmm.
It's a concern for the parents. Now, it's not a concern as much.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, I'm like your child fall asleep in class. They aren't gonna get any work done. Yeah, they was up all night on that game.
Mm.
Like that you processing. Your child is having a hard time reading and writing.
Yes.
Um, I need them to maybe go to tutoring. I can't stay after tutoring. I gotta go and get them other kids. I gotta no.
Mm.
Like they don't see the substance of
They
education.
don't see the value
Yes,
in it. Mm.
absolutely. And that's what makes it different because that same attitude is passed on to the kids.
So do you think the defiance comes from the parents' attitude about education, or more so if they're staying up all night and they're, we know like we see a sleepy toddler, they can't
Mhm.
think straight, they're all over the place, they're doing things they probably normally wouldn't do if they're rested. Do you think it's more the parents' influence or directly tied to their physiological makeup? They're not sleeping, so they're not getting the rest, they're not getting what they need on a
I
daily
think it's a
basis.
little bit of both.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because one, the parents' reaction, if I didn't think I was gonna get in trouble, and I could have one monitoring me, or and I could just stay up and play with my game with my friends, I'm gonna do it. Why? Because I'm a child
Hmm.
and I need guidance.
Hmm.
And so therefore that is issue. But
Hmm.
also yes, when they're tired, then yeah, they
Hmm.
absolutely don't feel like I'll take the hit. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like I would rather put my head down and take the F just so I can go to sleep. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And they not gonna get in trouble. So
Yeah,
what's the big deal, you know?
right.
So
So there's
absolutely.
no consequences for it,
Absolutely not.
and then they're still struggling in the classroom. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And if the parents don't know what to
So
do as
think
well.
about that. You have the parent is like, "Hmm." You have administration at times going, "Hmm." And then you have the child going, "Hmm."
Mm,
And the only person that's not going, "Hmm," is the teacher.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? And that teacher, everything that child that's falling down the line for that child is gonna be on that teacher's observation.
mhm, mhm. True. And that definitely those observations will impact your livelihood and your
Mhm.
raise possibly.
Absolutely.
Um, moving forward from necessarily the behaviors,
Mhm.
what um what do you love about teaching?
Um, honestly, I love to see when a child gets it. Um, I love pouring into that child. You can see the turnaround, the transition. I have students who are not my students right now currently, but who reach back out to me and
Mhm,
say, "All right, I got to do this paper, Miss Robinson. I'm coming back to you." And then I knew that they saw my substance too for them to reach back out to, for help or so
mhm,
forth. But it's just knowing that you making an impact,
mhm.
and I also think that teaching is something that you're ordained to do, and so I feel like I'm ordained to do it, and that's pretty much one of the biggest what is it? I guess like
You trying to say like that's the biggest impact on you?
yeah, like on me, yeah,
Yeah.
because I know that I'm doing something that God wants me to do.
Mhm, mhm.
So yeah.
Okay, awesome. What do you wish you would learned in college to prepare you for teaching that you didn't necessarily get until you got there? Because I know, like, coming in
Mhm.
fresh as a teacher is a lot of changes. It's a lot of
Mhm.
expectations. What do you wish you would have gotten in college that you didn't get until you actually got into the teaching field?
The truth.
Mm. The truth about
Because
what? Which part?
honestly, when was student teaching, um, they gave me the classroom.
Mm.
It wasn't a student teaching, like literally. And the person that was my mentor began to copy my lesson plans.
Wow. Okay.
So, and then, yeah, and so it was like, I guess because once I started out as a strong teacher,
Hmm.
um, they never taught me. Even when they bring in, what literacy coaches,
Hmm.
I literally wrote a book with my literacy coach,
Hmm.
like literally taking my concepts too and running with them.
Hmm.
So the truth meaning that you don't get the help you think you're gonna get.
Hmm.
A textbook is a book.
Right.
And so it's beautiful how people, um, write in their book and we write
Yeah.
our dissertations and it's gorgeous. And so, yeah, and that's beautiful on paper. But the average, they're just happy to get a body in there and they don't
Hmm.
care if you prepared or not. They just throw you in
You're
the
in there and
yeah.
sink or
And so
swim.
that's why I see teachers struggling
Yeah.
and they don't get the support. They don't. I literally go into classrooms and I do teacher training and
Mhm,
support them. As a regular teacher,
mhm,
I was doing that. So um to really nail the question, the truth,
mhm.
tell these teachers the truth.
Tell them
Because
what
what
they're
happened,
doing,
yeah,
what they need,
yeah, because what's
what
gonna
their
happen is I got
expectation.
new teachers coming in
Mhm,
and they're walking right back out of the profession
mm,
because you did not tell them what this job consists of.
mhm,
And you made it seem like we were, going to be giving them rainbows and
mhm.
cookies and the reality or the behaviors that our kids face, especially in urban communities.
Yeah,
And you're not being transparent with
yeah.
these educators.
Mhm.
So
You're
as
getting
we
them in the door, but not
yeah, and
really telling
they
them.
run it like they're stressing teachers are getting
Mhm.
sick, all of these things, and it's not fair. It's not
Yeah.
fair across the board.
Absolutely, and I can see how that would happen in part of the reason why our the profession is dwindling
Mm.
in population
Mhm.
because of maybe some of those things is they're getting there and they're thinking it's one way and it's not even close to
Mhm, and the value, like,
yes.
I think sometimes that and I know this was what the case with me. I didn't consider myself a professional
Hmm.
for years,
Hmm.
but I was just a teacher. Like,
Hmm.
literally, what you do, just teach. Like, any other profession is, I'm a doctor,
Yeah.
whoa.
Hmm.
I'm a lawyer, whoa.
Hmm.
But when it comes to teaching, you like, what are you, a teacher? Like, literally just look down upon it. instill that into you. So
Mhm.
therefore, we just look at ourselves as just being an average profession. When we are actually everything.
Mhm.
No profession happens without us.
Right.
So that is something that we need to the truth about that teaching. They don't tell you this in college. Teaching is undervalued,
Mhm.
not from the parents, from the kids, from society, all the way around, even from your own admin.
Mhm.
They literally devalue you and don't take your value. You know what I'm saying? Don't acknowledge what you bring to the table.
All right. Your years of experience have really uh, shown a lot
Man,
through the years.
wasn't always like this, everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. What teacher had the greatest impact on you? I know you going through school. We always get that one teacher that we'll
So
never forget. Who was your?
high school
Mhm.
was my English teacher. The reason why she had actually high school and college. The crazy thing is they both had an impact on me for the same reason.
Mm,
In college, I blew through the courses. I
mm,
did. I didn't have to think about the work. I just
mm,
did it.
mhm,
It was so simple to me.
mhm,
High school, same thing.
mm,
Blew through the work. It's easy
mhm,
for me.
mhm.
Then I got those two teachers that stopped me.
Yeah.
The work that they gave me challenged me.
Mhm.
And so it made me think, and I'm like, oh wow. Like,
They gonna do this one.
I'm sorry.
No, you
But they gave me high school, they gave me Othello and all these things, and all of a sudden I was just hooked on literature.
mhm,
And then when I got to college, the class I was in, everybody was teachers.
mm,
I don't even know how I got in this class. Everybody was teachers but me. And
mhm,
I remember doing some lessons. And I came in with like a little folder. Mhm. And then everybody came in with these huge binders.
mm.
And I was like, looked at theirs. And she said, what is this? She said, you have until tomorrow to get this to me
Get it
at
together.
my church.
Oh,
She said, you'll bring it to my
so
church.
she decided that you had to meet her at a
Yep.
different
She said,
location.
yep. She was like, I'm off. You
Mhm.
gonna bring it to my church for me to get. I said, okay.
Well, at least she gave you opportunity.
Let me tell you who stayed up and killed it.
Mm,
I don't like to seem like someone to say I can't. I'm the only one who said I can't.
right.
So I stayed up. I killed these lessons, and to the point where people start copying them.
Mm,
Like, let me get a copy of your lessons because
okay.
I refuse to fail. You know what I'm saying? But both of the cases, someone thought enough to challenge
Mm,
me. And that's probably one of the things that's wrong with our kids.
mhm,
The curriculum, we don't challenge them. We just go with the flow.
mhm.
Whether they real high or real low, we not
Just keep
challenging.
going.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just keep going.
Okay. All right. What do you remember those teachers' names?
I do.
What's their name?
One of them name is Mrs. March.
Mhm.
She was my high school teacher. I went to for high school.
Okay.
And the other Miss Tillis, Dr. Tillis, at Wayne State University.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Um, now, how would you describe one of your greatest administrators? Who would be your greatest administrator? So you work for
Oh,
enough schools. Which administrator
oh,
or
okay.
principal came in and you just said, "I want to work for that person. I could work for this person again."
Mhm.
What would be an administrator that
So I would say Principal Brown.
mm,
She was like really tiny, real short lady, and she never yelled.
mhm,
I don't yell in my classroom. Because when she said it, she meant it.
mm,
And that's one of the things I go by. When I say it, I mean it.
mhm,
So literally when she walked in,
mhm,
you knew whatever she had said,
mhm,
she meant.
mhm,
And I always valued that about her because all the way to the top, she was so calm about it, but
mhm.
calm and deadly.
Yes.
So
Okay. Um, so I think that's all the questions I have for right now, with you. I think you really did great with answering those things. But lastly, that I want to just inquire about what's next for you. Where do you see yourself going in the future in education?
so I am currently pursuing my doctorate. Every time I graduate, I always look at the people in front of me with bachelors in the back, and then I saw the people with their masters, and I told myself, "That's me." And then when I got my master's, I seen the people with the doctorate in front of me and said, "That's me." I don't think I will ever stop growing. I don't know. how or when I'll ever leave the classroom,
Mm,
even with that, the credentials I have and
mhm,
so forth. But I'll go wherever God tells me to go.
mhm,
And I know because usually wherever I go, I excel.
mhm,
So, I'm going wherever I'm led to go. It's just kinda that simple. I like the flexibility of being able to choose.
mm,
So, and I know that my admin and, the higher ups, they understand, like, I have the same credentials as you,
mhm, mhm,
and I have the same knowledge as you.
mhm,
So you can't tell me some things that as if I don't understand because I totally understand it.
mhm.
So, yeah, so I don't know. Let the Lord lead us where we may.
Okay, okay. All right, God is on the on the main line. He's
May.
gonna let you go. Okay. All right, I love that. Thank you, Tamara Robinson,
So thank you for
for
having me.
visiting us on I'm Just a Teacher podcast. I thank you all for listening. And also, we have our shirts, I'm Just a Teacher,
Oh,
but we know
that's
that we are
nice.
much more than that. So
Absolutely.
we appreciate your contributions to the educational field. And hopefully, we can get some more teachers in this space, and maybe we'll maybe have a future of students and future
Change.
educators and be able to really make some big
Absolutely.
changes.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank